All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream. The latest Chelsea transfer news, drama, everything that's gone around. Ah, it's been such a topsy turvy transfer window. There's been so many highs, there's been lows. Seems like maybe we're entering the lows at the moment again. All that excitement about midfielders. Even Enzo Fernandez kicked things off again for the second time. But this time I didn't want to get myself too gassed, but I did. I got myself gassed again. And looks like Enzo Fernandez, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very difficult. I'm not even going to lie. Benfica are staunch. They want 120 million. And then on top of that, if we do that transaction, there's going to be taxes involved. So potentially you're looking at about 160 million odd euros to get this transaction done. And Benfica want all that money at once. This is the issue. Had Benfica just negotiated with us and accepted some form of payment structure, do you know what I mean? Then maybe something could have been done. But they're so persistent on getting this money up front. I think it's going to be difficult unless there's some sort of miracle that happens. As I said previously, River Plate, they've got a sell-on clause on Enzo Fernandez, so they've got an interest, a very, very keen interest on this situation that they're going to make some money. So maybe they could push Benfica. The player has said he's not going to create any more chaos. He created chaos the first time around, missing training, missing a match. He's not going to do that again. It's really up to Chelsea and Benfica, especially Rui Costa. Look, with about 6 days left, next week, Tuesday, is when it all ends. I don't know, man. I mean, we're leaving it way too late. And of course, Benfica is going to need a replacement. You can't simply take Enzo Fernandez off them, who is a mega star for them. Mega star for Benfica. You can't just take Enzo Fernandez and leave them absolutely no time. And then Moises Caicedo, ladies and gentlemen. Moises Caicedo, Brighton are absolutely peeved off by us. They've had enough. We've got Cucurella, we've got Graham Potter. Obviously, we gave them Levi Colwell, Billy Gilmore as well. Previously, we gave them Lamptey. But now we're going for Caicedo. We've been linked with many of their other players, Trossard and this, that, the other, McAllister recently as well, Robert Sanchez, their goalkeeper. Obviously, Trossard's gone to Arsenal. And I think Brighton has already said they don't want to get rid of everyone. They don't want to get rid of all the superstars that has helped them so far to where they are. They're not going to do that. So, it's going to be difficult. It really will be difficult, ladies and gentlemen. Trossard's gone to Arsenal. And I think Fabrizio Romano said this, didn't he? That Brighton potentially, if they lose Trossard, then they're not also going to look to lose Caicedo. And now they've slapped. They're so angry with us. Apparently, they're so angry. They came up with a statement on their official Twitter account yesterday saying that Caicedo is absolutely happy to stay at Brighton. And now they've slapped £100 million price tag on Moises Caicedo, which I think is too far-fetched. That level of money for Moises Caicedo, I think that's beyond the limits now. When we bid, our first bid was apparently something around 55 million, and Brighton were holding out for 75. I thought, okay, 20 million, maybe we can do something. But the fact that they've gone now another 25 million on top of that is they've priced him out. And it looks like Caicedo is not going to do any hanky-panky as well. He's not going to create any chaos either. He's going to stick around. He appreciates Brighton. He understands that, he got the break, major break in his life because of Brighton. So, nearly 300 live, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. Let's get up to 200 plus likes immediately. So, here we are. Do we panic? Is it time to panic, ladies and gentlemen? Fabrizio Romano and also Matt Law has recently said that Chelsea will get a midfielder. We need a midfielder. But the thing is, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo, they were the preference. I don't want to now settle for seconds where, when it's not your top preference and you're settling for the second or the third preference, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, unless we can get Romeo Lavia, unless we can get that brother from Bundesliga, Kone. Some of you guys really, really rate him. Romeo Lavia is someone I would definitely entertain. But even Southampton are in a relegation battle. Do you know what I mean? Like, they'll probably price him out. See, the issue is, ladies and gentlemen, the issue with Chelsea Football Club right now is every single club out there in world football, they know Chelsea want a midfielder. They know Chelsea are desperate for a midfielder. So what they're doing is everyone's price is tenfold. Whatever the normal price should have been, pretty much times that by at least 5. Do you know what I mean? Not even double. It's like triple, quadruple. So that's making it very difficult for us because they know our weakness. And on the flip side, the players that we want to get rid of, or the players that we want to offer as a means of, okay, we'll take this player from you, here's some of our players, they don't value our players that highly. Because they know we're trying to get rid of players, so they don't value our players highly. So we are getting done when we are buying, and we are getting done when we are selling. We're in a very, very disturbing situation. And I want to ask you guys, I mean, what would you do now? What should we do? We're running out of time. We need a midfielder. Or do we just stay put? Do we stay put? Hope for Zakaria to come back from his injury. Hope for Kante to come back from his injury. And obviously, Kovacic is injured. I think he may be ready for Fulham. Hope for the best with Jorginho. Hope for the best with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I don't know whether we're going to use Chukwuemeka in midfield. Obviously, there's Mason Mount as well. I mean, what do we do? Do we go out there and just buy our second, third, fourth choice midfielder? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm feeling a little bit panicky. Let's see what you guys have to say, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. Over 300 live right now. Let's get easy to 300. Let's get bump those likes up to 300. If you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe. This is a good shout. Onana is a perfect DM for us, Miz. What do people think about Onana? I don't know whether, obviously, he's not the top choice. Every time I've watched Onana for Everton, I've actually been impressed. I think he's a decent player. Musto is saying Declan Rice. Look, honestly, I've even said recently, I don't even think he's a bad player. Whether I think he's absolutely our level that we want, in my mind, I know a lot of people will disagree with this. I don't think he's that guy. But if you want to have Declan Rice deep as the holding midfielder and you want to have a couple of robust eights, no problems. But West Ham ain't letting Declan Rice go now, man. They're not going to let their captain go in January. It simply won't happen. West Ham are in a relegation battle as well. They're not going to change nothing now. So what do we do? I never watched Onana, but he's got the physical profile. Yeah, and he's got technical ability as well. His passing is not that bad either. Get Gusto and move Chalobah to DM. Agree pre-contract with Enzo and get Rice. You know what? I would even think about get Gusto and putting Reece James in DM. What do you guys think about that? I'm more inclined to put Reece because I feel like Reece's ball-playing ability is really good. I'd consider that, and I think in terms of longevity, that will allow Reece James, as a right back or a right wing back, it's difficult. Maybe he can play that one match and then the next match he plays as a DM. We've seen Man City use their fullbacks as DMs. Look at Zinchenko. Zinchenko is everywhere. Look at the way Zinchenko plays for Arsenal. He's literally everywhere. He's in central midfield. He's the deepest midfielder. He's left back. He's left wing. He's right wing. He's right mid, left mid. He's everywhere. I mean, does Reece James play that role? I don't know. Everyone else is fine, but not in place of Enzo. Enzo is worth waiting for this summer. I'm fine with not getting Caicedo, but not Enzo. Don't stop negotiating for Enzo despite not getting him now. Look, if we can manage to get him for summer, no problems. But Benfica might still have that release clause in play for summer as well. I don't know when that release clause is actually getting expired. Does anyone know when that release clause is getting expired for Enzo Fernandez? I don't even know if that news is out there, like if that information is readily available out there. That release clause might still be in play come summer. Tonali will not leave Milan. Some of these Italian players, forget about it, man. I'm telling you right now, top Italian players, they barely come to Premier League. They love their structure. They love their setup in Serie A. They don't generally move. Look at Locatelli had the opportunity to move to Arsenal. He didn't move. So some of these players, they won't. Like the top Italian players, they will not do this. Now, they said the release clause will be lowered in the summer. Oh, really? How much would it be lowered by? Does anyone know? We should avoid buying panic. We should avoid panic buying. If we don't get what we want, we should just wait. How do you guys feel, ladies and gentlemen? Let's say we don't get Enzo, we don't get Caicedo, we don't do any panic buy. How do you guys feel about just staying put? Are you concerned? Are you not concerned? What's the feel? Let me know. I mean, I'd be tad bit concerned. I'm not even going to lie. I'd be tad bit concerned because, our midfield's not good. Our midfield is simply not good. In order to connect the dots, our build-up is not that bad. I feel like our build-up is not bad. It's just the midfield to attack. We don't seem to give the ball to our attackers quickly enough. That's where the issue is. That's where all the issue lies. And I feel like a midfielder that's capable of connecting the dots from midfield to attack, that is more prudent. Himanshu is saying, yeah, I'm fine with that. No problems. Loan for a midfielder for 6 months. Yeah, I think this is what Matt Law was saying. Maybe a loan. This is why he was throwing around the name Frank Kessie. But apparently Frank Kessie is staying at Barcelona. So, yeah, maybe a loan. I mean, is there a I'm just thinking from a Premier League standpoint, is there a Premier League midfielder that is open for a loan in January? Someone that maybe doesn't get enough game time or has the quality, just maybe just not in favor. Uzair is saying top 4 is already lost, so I'm okay with waiting. Also, missing out on UCL for 1 season is not a disaster. Do you know what? I know we talk about missing out on UCL and it's not a disaster. And maybe it's not. Maybe for 1 season, if we can bounce back. But if we can get ourselves a midfielder and a right back, who's to say we can't win the Champions League this season? Honestly speaking. I know you're going to think I'm mad. I know a lot of you guys are going to say, Miz, you are mad. But look at our attack. Our attack is sensational now. We've got some firepower. We've got some creativity with João Felix. If we get ourselves a midfielder and a right back, have a look at our entire squad then. Who is to say we can't defeat Dortmund? Who is to say we can't move from Dortmund to whoever else? Maybe we do another madness and win. And this is what Chelsea's all about, isn't it? Chaos. We're all about the chaos. We always thrive in the chaos. Who is to say that maybe we qualify for the Champions League next season as the champions? You never know. You got to believe. T1, thank you so much for the super chat. Onana is holding DM, so he'll be good. So we can experiment with different combinations with the other 2, like Carney and as 8 and Omari as 10. Santos looks great. Santos. What do people think about Santos? Is he ready? Is Andre Santos ready? Or is it too early? Could Andre Santos, who plays as a DM, central midfielder, who's robust, he's box to box for Brazil, under 20s, he's captain as well. He's doing really well. I know it's a massive step up, massive step up. And the boy could get literally annihilated. And that could shatter his confidence. But is he a shout for a little trial? Much like Lewis Hall. Do you know what I mean? But maybe too early. Let's see what Kavlak is saying. When you pay 100 million for players like Mudryk, it influences other deals as you paid the asking price. So other clubs believe they can get you to pay their price. Absolutely. Look, all of these stuff are out in the open, right? Clubs see how we're moving. Clubs know that we've got the money. But what clubs need to understand is we've been doing all sorts of payment structures and long-term contracts. The reason why Shakhtar was on board is, one, our add-ons. Our add-ons were more realistic than Arsenal. Arsenal had an add-on for Mudryk to be a Ballon d'Or winner, and then only you can trigger that. So our add-ons were a lot better. But on top of that, the long-term contracts, I think we've got some sort of payment structure as well with Shakhtar. It wasn't like Shakhtar wanted all that money up front. I think we've given them about 60 million up front, something like that. We've given them about 60 or 62 million, something like that. And that's the payment. And the add-ons is if and when we trigger them. Do you know what I mean? So Mudryk, a lot of people might think he's 100 million. Look, in essence, yes. I mean, if we trigger those add-ons, in essence, yes, he's 100 million. But we've paid about 62 million. There you go, 62 million pounds for Mudryk. Really, that's what we've paid. So let's see. There's a nice commentary from Anmol. Miz, for 2013-14 season, the only way to qualify for the Champions League was winning it in 2012 and 13. And we did it. Exactly. I remember we came sixth, didn't we? We came sixth, and then we won the Champions League, and we qualified the next season. It was mad. No need to panic since this season is over and we have nothing to play for. So no need to panic buy. Wait for first choice targets and keep our plan sensible. Rather integrate Santos, get him ready. Yeah, maybe this is sensible. But Balak CFC, I want to ask you a question. Don't you think perhaps if we get a midfielder somehow, if we get one of our top midfielders, I know now it seems very far-fetched, but if we were able to get a midfielder and a right back, hopefully I'm still hoping Malo Gusto happens. It looks like it will. Don't you think Balak CFC and the rest of the live chat, nearly 500 live right now, smash the like button. Let's get to 400 likes if we can, ladies and gentlemen, during the live stream. If you're enjoying it, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. We're only less than 400 away from hitting 20,000, so let's get there together. Don't you think, ladies and gentlemen, if we get a midfielder, if we get a right back, not only it gives us a good hope, hopefully, for the Champions League, but maybe, just maybe, we can go on a bit of a run in the Premier League. I don't want to write this season off as yet. I mean, we've only played, 20 matches so far. So it's only been half the season. It's only been half the season. What's there to say the remaining half of the season, we can't turn it around? What's to say we can't turn it around? If Potter just slowly picks up, a win here, a win there, creates the momentum, gets the chemistry right with the new players. Now we've got great individual quality with Mudryk, with João Felix. I don't know, man. I don't want to give up on this season, man. I don't want to give up. I feel like we can still do stuff. Yeah, look at this comment from True. I don't think even with a CM right back we can get top 4. It would be UL at max. I mean, I know, I hear you, but I don't want to just give up, man. I want us to keep trying, and it's all momentum. Get that victory against Fulham. Move on to the next match. Get that victory and just Man United. Did we think Man United was going to get top 4? Just before the World Cup? No. Man United got into a rhythm. They got into a nice rhythm. We just got to find that rhythm, man. We just got to find that rhythm. Big ooze. Miz, let's be realistic. We have the squad to win UCL, but what about Potter's capacity? Like, he's good, but he's really a trophy-winning manager. What do you think? I mean, look, he's not won a trophy, has he? Like, Graham Potter's never won anything. Like, he's done a good job. He's been able to take clubs in Sweden, Östersund. He's been able to take Östersund, I believe, from like T3 to like T1. Yeah, Östersund played against Arsenal in Europa, and Graham Potter was the manager. And then obviously he came to Brighton, and he took Brighton to a solid sort of mid-level, and Brighton wasn't that. To the point where they've been playing really well, and now they're vying for a top 6 position. Do you know what I mean? Obviously now Roberto De Zerbi, I feel like, has taken to a different level. But let's not forget the good work that Potter's done. Is he a trophy-winning manager? Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Obviously, with history, he's not. He hasn't won anything. But he's been given pretty much all the ingredients up front. It's just, midfield and the right back is very important. After that, there shouldn't be any excuse. After that, it's more about him tactically getting the team together, tactically, getting them to work the way he wants them to work, building the chemistry together. That's all it comes down to right at the end. I don't even like Edson Alvarez. Look, I know there's been the name of Edson Alvarez that's been floating around. Obviously, we went for him last summer on the final day. I don't know what's happened. Seems like all of a sudden we're not interested. Maybe the new recruiters, the directors of recruitment, the technical director Vivel, Paul Winstanley, who are running the show at the moment, maybe they don't fancy Edson Alvarez. So maybe that's the case. Edson Alvarez struggles with the pace and stamina needed in high-intensity games in the Dutch league. He will get chewed up in the Prem. Do you know what? I agree, man. Oh, look, I'm not going to claim to be some Edson Alvarez expert, but I've watched 3 Champions League matches of Edson Alvarez, and I've not been impressed, man. I know both 2 of them were Liverpool, 1 of them was Napoli, so it's high level, but that's where you want to judge a player, right? You want to judge a player at a high level. I've not been impressed. One bit. Ibrahim Sangare as well from PSV has also gone cold. Yeah, that's gone cold. And I think he signed a contract extension, hasn't he? He's got like 5-year contracts over there. So I don't think that's happening. Miz, I still think if we are not going good dealing with pressing, we need better ball controlling players. Of course, man. This is my analysis of Potter's sort of early days. Recently, obviously, we seem to have tightened up the defense a little bit. No, it's not flawless, but it's good. Our build-up isn't bad. Like we are able to beat the press when the opposition is pressing. Our build-up is good. We've got nice one-touch football from the back to open up the opposition. The biggest issue for us is once the ball gets into midfield, we don't know what to do to connect it to the attackers. This is why players like Mount, players like Gallagher, players like other players, this is why we've been critical of them of recent times. This is why when we watch the game together, all of us, when we're sitting down and doing the watch along, we get annoyed because the midfield, great build up, but then when we get to the midfield, no connection with attack, simply no connections. We don't spot the runs. We don't have good delivery. We pass too late. Our passes get intercepted. Basic passing goes out the window. Yeah, it's a shambles. That's where it becomes a shambles. That's where I feel like if we just had even Kovacic, I've been so disappointed with Kovacic as well, man. So disappointed. If anything, probably Jorginho, and this is not a compliment to Jorginho. Jorginho probably every time he's played, he's looked somewhat good with the ball. But Kova, Mount, Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, all of these guys, they just don't have the cutting edge. They just don't have the cutting edge. Kovac will drive with the ball. Brilliant. Looks nice. Beats a couple of players. Beats the press. And then his pass goes out to throw. It's a throwing. Do you know what I mean? This is where we lack. McAllister, I would have loved the McAllister. I don't think it's happening, man. I don't think it's happening. But McAllister won't be sticking around in Brighton for too long, man. World Cup champion in Brighton. Come on, man. He's going to move on. Summer, he'll move on. But McAllister, what a player. He would have been excellent in our midfield and finding Mudryk, finding João Felix, finding whoever else. Do you know what I mean? Mount and Gallagher are the biggest issues relating to that because they lack special awareness and decision-making. I'd even throw in Kovacic, man. Honestly, I don't want to just keep Kova there. I think Kovacic is culpable as well, man, if I'm being absolutely honest. Because I have a feeling Onana is one of those players who are in small clubs and get bought and absolutely shine in bigger clubs, like Virgil van Dijk. Do you know? Yeah, I mean, he may. And seems like Everton, man, what's going on in Everton, man? Wow. Our club's going to get relegated, isn't it? Everton's going to get relegated. That's mad. They had a player hijacked when they've done the video and everything, apparently. All the video was done. It was just a matter of announcing it. And they had the player hijacked at that point. I've never seen Fabrizio Romano's "Here We Go" ever get trumped. He trumped his own "Here We Go." He gave a "Here We Go" for Everton, then he gave a "Here We Go" for Tottenham. For that brother, I think, called Denjuma. Man, Everton, wow, man, what has happened to them? And once you go to the championship, man, it's a dogfight there. It's a dogfight. You never even know. You may not even come back. And the owners in Everton, their planning has been so poor. So poor. To think Ancelotti was Everton manager once. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. What price could we get Onana for, though? Hopefully, because they're on the verge of getting relegated, hopefully we can get a decent price. What do you think about Mohamed Kudus? I like him. But once again, I think all the rumors have died out. I think there were some rumors with him to Liverpool, but he's a good player. I even think he could play as a striker. I know a lot of people, sort of look at him as a number 10 creative player, but I think he can play as a striker as well. I feel sorry for Lampard. Look, I said it, man. I said once he got sacked by Chelsea, I said, Frank, just don't get into management, man. Be a pundit, man. You would be an awesome pundit. I think some of you guys have given a really good shout out as well. Technical director, sporting director, Frank Lampard. He gets players in. He gets them in. Moshiri has now put Everton up for sale for 500 million. Wow, has he? What a owner, man. Imagine, see, this is the thing, man. We are hopefully, we're blessed somewhat at the moment. Like our owner, our owners, they're doing the right thing with Chelsea Football Club. Like, it's mad in the dunya. It's mad in the dunya what's happening to other clubs out there. When you get owners like this, it's looking long. And when they're ever going to be coming back from the championship, God knows now. Only God knows. Their fate is up to God now, man. Only God can help them out. When you're in a mess like that, and now they're up for sale, that's mad. Top Dog RLG, thank you so much for the super chat. I hope we don't settle for second or third choice options in midfield. It's been in desperate need for a revamp for a long time. Let's just go all out for Rice and Enzo, and we're sorted for the next 10 years. You know what? That's not a bad shout. That is actually not a bad shout. Because Rice can just concentrate on being lateral movement, side to side, break down the play, defend well, protect the back line, simple passes, lay off the passes, and let Enzo run the show. This will actually work out. This will actually work because you don't have to rely on Declan Rice to do ball playing too much. You rely on Enzo to touch the ball more to run the midfield. I hope we can do something with Enzo Fernandez for summer, man. I just feel now there's talks about Barcelona coming into the frame, maybe Real Madrid. And this is what I worry. Because in summer, you don't know, man. You don't know. You don't know what other clubs are capable of doing in summer. And don't disregard Man City. Absolutely don't disregard Man City. Okay, we're going to slowly wrap things up. Over 550 people live right now. Let's get to 200 likes. Only 45 more likes remaining to get to 200. That would be magnificent during the live stream. And if you're here for the first time, let's subscribe. We are less than 400 away. Less than 400 away from 20,000. 20,000 will sound so good. And, you know, with the help of you guys all deserve it. This is your channel, man. Honestly, this is your channel. And you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it to push the channel to 20,000. So let's do that. Let's thank Newcastle, though, for trying to buy Gordon and saving us. I know we were linked with Gordon, but I would have been very surprised if we got him. Look, I don't think Gordon's a bad player. Still a lot of development to do. I think Newcastle is a good shout for him. I think he'll do good in Newcastle. Don't be surprised if he turns out to be a really good player in Newcastle. Not that he wasn't already in Everton. He was decent enough, young. Lots of space for development. And maybe Newcastle under Eddie Howe could be the right spot for him. And in a couple of seasons' time, you could see him turn out to be a monster player over there. Newcastle, wow. What a madness they're doing. Every time you watch a Kovacic comp after he dribbles and is about to pass, the comp cuts off. That sums him up. Also, Arteta and Sarri never won things before going to Chelsea. Arsenal, Potter can. Yeah. Absolutely true. Time will tell. That's the thing. Time will tell. Unless Enzo is becoming a free agent or Rui Costa does a charity, Barca won't dare to even think of Enzo while shagging. Look, Barca and their, triggers. If Barca win the La Liga, they get a lot of money. And they're potentially going to do more triggers and this, that, the other. They may get rid of a lot of players to get in someone like Enzo Fernandez. So, FFP never is on the back of Barcelona. UEFA is never on the back of Barcelona. Whenever we find any loophole, that's when things get a bit nasty. All right, we're going to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. There was some news about Malo Gusto. Let me just quickly have a look what's latest popping. Thiago Silva, contract extension, hopefully another season. We talked about this yesterday, so hopefully that happens, and that's been floating around. And Malo Gusto, we're apparently going in for somewhere between 30 to 40 million euros, which seems to be imminent. So hopefully we see something there. And I hope we get that done. Zakarian will come, pretty sure. I want us to get Kessié. He's better than Partey. Zakarian, I don't think is happening in January anymore. I wish it did, but looks like it's not happening anymore. Kessié, apparently Fabrizio Romano said he's staying at Barcelona, so we can want him as much as we want, but it ain't happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. Only 15 more likes left. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys late UK time tomorrow in the evening with a wrap-up of the latest Chelsea news. So do look out for that. Like every other day, 2 pieces of content. So watch out for that. Until next time, everyone, take care and catch you all soon. See ya.